What is up, everybody? It is your buddy, Besa Gordon, and of course, you are now watching The Rewind with Besa on Converge Media. This is a really fun show because I have not had a guest in studio, and I want to say like 2, maybe 3 episodes. And this guest is very special to me personally because I met him like 2 weeks after I started doing overnights back in 2018 on Cube, and both of us has grown so freaking much. So quick background, 2 weeks ago, I had him on New at 10. He was the pick of the week. I'm just going to introduce him right now. It is Seattle's Travis Thompson.
What's up? What's up? Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming. Like,
of course.
I know you be like so busy. Like you were in LA just last week living your best life, doing all the interviews.
We're definitely working though. Definitely working. Yeah. Living my best life, but working. Yeah.
And I love the way that you are working because, and we'll talk about this in a second, but you just have a way of promoting your music in ways that I wish that other artists out here would do from like the gate, because
I feel you.
It's those little details that matter, man.
What's it called? When I was in high school, I think it was like the blog era was at its peak, and I feel like that's something blog era artists did hella, was just like fan experiences and random little promo videos that are just like even like low budget, but they're funny and they push the shit.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so a couple weeks ago, we ended up premiering your song Crossfaded on my New at 10, where, as some of you guys may or may not know, I highlight new music and PNW artists that you should know about, just because otherwise I'm not able to get the music on the radio. So like this is just a segment that I love doing, because even though Travis doesn't really need me, it's still nice to put something local on the radio.
Nah, hell yeah, no, it's great. I know, I love being on the radio. I need all the help I can get. What do you mean? It's fun. Like I still call my mom because my mom likes hearing it too. You know what I'm saying? She gets stoked. So yeah, it was tight.
Okay, perfect. So in case you guys have not heard the song, it is called Crossfaded. We are gonna play a little clip for you real quick. Hey, Epic, please do not ding us.
Don't do it.
Mix some motion in them vices. Say you living, I'ma show you what alive is. Told me once before that you don't like it. More for me, let's pour a drink, don't need reminded. She don't get cross-faded, but that's how I exist. Part of my intentions, ain't always the best, I know I'm lost, baby. But that's how I exist, that's how I exist. Said she don't get cross-faded, but that's how I exist. Part of my intentions, ain't always the best, I know I'm lost, baby. That's how I exist, that's how I exist.
All right, so that is Crossfaded by Travis Thompson. We played that a couple weeks ago on Cube. I think the song is a vibe. Definitely classic Travis Thompson.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, let's talk about the song really quick. It's called Crossfaded, and you're talking about a girl that's like, I can't do being crossfaded, and you're like, girl, I don't know what you talk about. This is my reality. How did the song come about?
What's it called? It was my friend's girlfriend. We were all kicking it at the house, and we were just talking. You know what I'm saying? That's how the songs usually come about, is I'm just talking with the homies, and then like I'll say something, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of hard. And she was just explaining how like, no, I'm cool. I can't get crossfaded. It's a little too much for me. And I was like, oh shit, that's how I exist. I literally said the shit, and I was like, oh, that's a bar. And then I kind of the next day went to the studio and made the song. The song kind of just fell out and like happened. But that's how the idea came. Is she said that, and I was like, oh, conversation shit. You know what I'm saying?
I like that because it means it's like really natural for you. It wasn't like you went in the studio and sat there with a pen trying to figure it out. Like it came, it just flowed.
Sometimes it is that, and that when it comes, you can make a good song doing that, but the best songs are when they just kind of fall out, and like just happen through life. You know
now, one thing I also noticed is that you did a nice behind the scenes about how you made the song.
Yeah.
You even had your producer Jordan there with you, who is in the studio. You guys can't see Jordan, but say hi to Jordan.
Yes, I had Jordan. Okay, bet, yeah.
But I thought that was really dope. How long have you been doing like the behind the scenes thing? Because for me, it's such a dope way to get to know an artist's personality, you know?
Yeah, no, exactly. The artists I've grown up with, like I said, was like the blog era artist. That was like my pivotal music when I fell in love with music, and YouTube has always kind of existed. So artists that I've like grew up on always kind of had YouTube videos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially like Mac Miller and like Wiz Khalifa, and like, you know what I'm saying? Those dudes like just went crazy with YouTube content and like every tour video, every studio vlog, all that stuff. So like that's kind of where I got the inspiration for it. So we've been doing that forever. I've always just tried to have, if we can have a camera there, let's have a camera there, because someone will enjoy this. I don't know how interesting it is, but someone will like it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Or even like I was telling you earlier, like once you hit like that 1 million followers or something like that, those followers are like, well, who is he? Oh my God, he has like all these vlogs, and it's like
and it's also nice because sometimes they'll just be like laying in bed, and it's like I don't know, it's like Christmas time or something. You just like look on your YouTube and you're like, oh wow, I forgot I did all this. And you have like literally like a video diary of you and the homies. I was
literally going to say that.
Literally like I've had all the memories of me, like the greatest times of my life. We like got on video pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope. I
freaking love it. And also, speaking of video real quick. You know what? Scratch that. Where the heck have you been? Because you know, let's just put that out there.
I've just been in the studio just getting better, really. And I'd like if there was some kind of crazy story as to where I've been, but I've really just been here in Seattle and like in LA, just like in the studio a bunch, meeting people I've never met before. It's funny because like we kind of like took a little break from releasing music, but like we had never met so many new people and like new producers and like gotten to like do crazier stuff than during, you know what I'm saying? Like somehow in the pandemic, like taking a step back from releasing, I somehow got like the biggest features of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like just from like making better music and like putting myself in situations in LA, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes like, obviously I love like the organic like vibe we have at home, but like you kind of need to leave sometimes and just like grind it out and like meet people and just like see what springs from that, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we did for like a whole year, and I think the end product was worth it 10 times over.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Speaking of leaving, I always talk about like how artists out here in the PNW, they kind of just like to stay here. Like, you know what I mean? Like they want to push the limits, and they're like, I want to make it here. And I'm like, I really feel like you guys have to, yes, get some attention locally, but you also kind of want to get out, you know?
Yeah, I think you definitely want to like spread your wings and leave a little bit, but at the same time, you have to like have a reason to leave, because some people just like, we're like, okay, bet it's not working here, time to go to Atlanta, time to go to LA, and I'm like, you kind of don't have any type of team or infrastructure, so you're going to start from square one in a new city. You know what I'm saying? So like to a certain extent, yeah, if you're building something and you feel like you've got like legs to like really make moves in a new city, I think you're kind of like limiting yourself to not go spend some time there. But at the same time, don't go for no reason just to like sit in someone else's studio sessions and hope it works out, because that's not the best route. You feel me?
No, seriously, because at that point you're just kind of like a wallflower, just watching someone else live their best life.
You can also you can soak up a lot of game doing that, but there's also a ceiling on that. You feel me? Yeah.
Tell me this: you spoke about like having a team and not just moving all willy-nilly, basically. How did you first get your team? Like, when did you feel like, okay, we're solid, we got something here?
So Jordan has been, I've known him since like first grade, and he's a drummer too. He's my drummer for the live show. So I was like, okay, bet I have a drummer. And then my friend Kyoki, who I used to play baseball with, he's always been a music head, so he's like, all right, bet that's my DJ. And then I met Shelton Harris and Tyler Dops through, I used to take photos in high school, and they were rappers here in the town, or rapper and producer duo here in the town. So I was just like, let me take y'all photos. And they were like, bet. So I started taking photos for them. And after a while, they started transitioning out of being like artists together, and Tyler was still producing. Shelton was more just trying to work in music. So I was like, all right, you trying to just manage me? Because I had started rapping and I had started doing my own thing. And that was around like, 2016 or something is when like I decided I didn't really have anything to manage, but I was like, Shelton, you know people in the city because you played shows before.
Yeah.
So can you like just email people for me? Like it wasn't like a management thing. It was more like, can you send emails with a new name who sounds more professional? You know what I'm saying? Because like,
no, I feel you.
some people get managers before they need managers, and it's kind of a waste of time and a waste of energy. But he was just sending emails on my behalf. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't ask for anything that didn't make sense. So I had gotten a drummer, a DJ, a manager, and then Tyler was a producer, and then Nima Schemes was a producer I met through Shelton again, who had a studio up in the North End called Ruby Room. And yeah, around like 2016, I was like, no one was really like making money, but everyone was kind of committed to this idea of making it happen. Oh, and Dylan Fout was a videographer that I met through my friend Campaigna out here. And then, yeah, so in 2016, it all kind of like, we were just like, all right, whatever, this is the dream now. We're going to like we're going to push it, whatever. And that was kind of the team. Yeah.
I freaking love that. It was like super organic, especially like even.
Super organic, yeah. Maybe not as organic as I'd like to, because I like kind of had I obviously wanted to take photos for them, and I wanted to be in music. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of plotting, but at the same time, it was hella organic because these are like my brothers.
Now, how did you end up getting, well, as some of you may or may not know, Travis is part of Epic Records. And I'm curious how you got on Epic. Like, when did you, like, who linked in and what made you say yes?
I got you. So in 2018, we put out my mixtape, You Good, and we made a whole film for it. And that's what kind of got us the attention from, because we had, like, talked to labels, kind of, but nothing was really, like, real offers or, like, even, like, getting past a couple emails.
Yeah.
So in 2018, we put out that mixtape, and that's when, like, things started coming in, people being like, hey, we should come down to LA, we want to fly you here to New York to come meet with us, da-da-da-da. That's when, like, we had, like, a Sway interview, so we had reasons to be in LA and New York, you know what I'm saying? And during that time, or during the come up kind of even more, Jermaine at Epic.
Love Jermaine.
What's it called?
He's so dope.
He's been, like, hitting us up for a long time, and he'd been in like a name that we already knew because he kind of like worked at Epic, and he's like, so we knew about Jermaine. But then once we're like taking offers with people, nothing really felt cool. We were just like in offices where no one really knew anything about me, or you could tell it was just like a kid who had just got his position there. So it was just like, there's no one in this meeting besides you, and I'm in this big office. Like
this isn't gonna really do much.
I'm like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, I was having a lot of meetings where I was like, what are we doing here? Or I'd have meetings where they were like, we're interested, but, and it would just take hella long. And Epic, like, we pulled up, and it was very much like, oh no, we get it. Like, Jermaine has filled us in like for a while now.
You got the right room.
Like, well, I want this, and this. And like, oh, no, we know. We've heard your lyrics. We know you've rapped about wanting these. Like, they literally, like, said, we've heard your lyrics. Like, we know what you want. And it was just good. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've given us everything we wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good. Yeah, I fuck with Epic. Yeah, it's cool.
I love that they did their research on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because a lot of times you pull up to do shit, and you could do such a minimal amount of research and bullshit like you did a lot, and a lot of people don't even do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you feel me? So it was nice that they knew what they were doing. And they just understood my mindset before I even explained it because of the music.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So let me ask you this. Back in the day, you were a part of a program with Macklemore that, like, basically helped groom artists. How did you get a part of that, and what would you say was, like, the biggest thing that came out of that for you?
Man, I don't remember how I heard about it exactly, but... I've heard about Sound Off. That's how I knew about it, was because I wanted to be in Sound Off, which is an EMP or a Mopop program. And then I heard that they were making a hip hop program, Mac and Ryan Lewis, and I was like, oh, well, I just want to meet. I was already like playing shows kind of and like doing stuff around the scene, but I was like, oh, well, I still want to meet these guys. You know what I'm saying? And how am I going to meet them? Fuck it, I'll do this program. You know what I'm saying? But doing that program, I met hella kids from around the city that I'm still like homies with, and like I guess for me that was the best that came out of it, was one that like Matt got to kind of see what I do and like hear the music, and just like, because he had heard about me through like his homies, but he had never like met me in person and seen me rap ever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's really what came out of it, was like, one, getting close with Mac and like becoming homies with Ryan, and then also just like meeting kids from around the city who are like minded, and like, yeah, I didn't grow up around hella kids who wanted to rap, so it was nice to just be a kid fresh out of high school and be around kids who like had similar dreams. You know what I'm saying? That was the best part for me.
Speaking of growing up, you grew up in White Center, right?
In Burien.
Burien.
Like right on the border of Burien and White Center.
So it's like that little cuspy area.
Literally right. Yeah, exactly.
Do you ever feel a way when people say that you are a Seattle artist when you're I don't want to say technically not, but you know what I mean? Like everyone generalizes pretty much this whole state as Seattle.
For sure. What's it called? I always say like, because I'm right on the cuspy area, so people get all technical about it.
Yeah.
What I rap or whatever. But like at the end of the day, like White Center is technically Seattle, and I grew up on the border, so I can literally walk into White Center. It's like a block away. You know what I'm saying? So like I kind of feel like as someone who grew up in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm a skateboarder, so I've like taken the bus everywhere since I was a child. So I know Seattle like the back of my hand. And it's not like I came up in the Burien music scene. There's no Burien music scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing.
Not that there
I was in high school
there,
throwing open mics, throwing poetry slams, doing all that stuff. I was like, so if there was a Burien music scene, I was the Burien music scene. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really existed. So no, hell no. I'm a Seattle artist through and through. You know what I'm saying? Like I was taking the bus down here with a backpack, seeing Macklemore and Blue Scholars and Grinch. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a Seattle artist, dude. You feel me?
I love it. And real quick, you were on what was it? BT. It was a BT Cypher that I saw you did.
Yes.
And I was super pumped, and I was like, oh my God, you guys, we got to share this on Cube right now.
Yeah.
How did that call happen? Because didn't you like write the rap on the plane or something like that?
So like the night before, or like pretty much the day before, they hit us up to do the digital cipher, which would be like, which is at a much later date, and it would just be online or like on social media. It wasn't gonna be on TV.
Yeah.
It was gonna be a whole different thing, and it was over a whole different beat that I was not feeling. I'm not gonna say the song because it's obviously a big song, but I was like, I do not want to rap on this beat. It's gonna be whack, but I was like, whatever. I'm not gonna turn down a BET digital cipher. Like, nah.
Period.
And then, like, a day before, I wasn't looking forward to anything, so it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got a call out the blue that was just like, actually, there's traveling to be in the Cypher, like, for real, like, on TV, and then, like, come to the award show. And I'm like, well, that's a silly ass question.
Well, like, what do you mean, do I want to?
But then they were like, oh, yeah, flight is on da-da-da-da, da-da-da. And I'm just like, holy shit, I have to write. And obviously, it's only a 16, which is not hard. Like, I can write a 16 in my sleep, but it's for the BET Cypher, you know what I'm saying? So I was definitely tripping, like, oh shit, I have to, like, you know what I'm saying? But it was cool, man. Wrote it and then it was over the going, what's it called? What was the beat? It was the Meek Mill Drake song. Whatever. I don't remember. But easy beat, you know what I'm saying? And like I pulled up, everyone was cool as hell, you know what I'm saying? Like I later on learned that like people at BET, like there was two people at BET. I can't remember their names exactly, but they finessed it and they were like, because someone backed out of the cipher and they were like, who should we call? And then they made a case for Travis Thompson.
Don't you love when things like that work out
for
you?
Yeah, for real.
You know, it's like, I'm not trying to say that it was your loss, but this was definitely my win.
You feel me? Like, yeah, no, I'm just like opportunity knocked, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I had to take advantage, but it was awesome, bro. Like everyone there was cool as hell. Iman is like the homie, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's cool, man. Like that experience was crazy. Cash Doll's the homie too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
She's really nice.
Cash Doll is like the nicest, sweetest person ever, bro. Like for real. Like I love Cash. Shout out Cash Doll.
And she has good skin.
Great skin, and she's just good person, bro. Like. She's definitely the star on set. Anywhere she goes, Cash Doll's like the star. It's fire. Yeah.
So we are gonna go to a quick break. Let's do we have like a 1 minute break that we can do real quick? And then when we come back, I'm gonna talk to you about some cannabis and what you have coming up.
Okay, bet. Hell yeah.
Stay locked to the Rewind with Besa on Converge.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the on this rap ish. I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list. Hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.
Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Flip the camera around, sis. There we go. Hey, y'all. So real quick, it's Besa Gordon, and of course, we are still on the Rewind with Besa, and we have my buddy Travis Thompson with us. He was the pick of the week for New at 10 on Cube 93.3 a couple weeks ago, so you already know we had to get him in here to check it out. If you're watching on the Cube live stream, hey, how you doing? Hope you're doing mighty fine. So real quick, I want to talk about weed because you love weed just like as much as I do.
Okay, bet.
And especially after we were talking about crossfaded. First of all, what do you think about Washington's Joints for Jabs initiative? Because I hear it's not doing very well.
What's the Joints for Jabs?
So basically, you know, they want everyone to get vaccinated. And so what they proposed, and this is so interesting, I remember watching it a few weeks ago with Inslee, and someone was like, oh, would you do like free weed incentives? And he was like, I don't know if we can do that, but I'll think about it. Like, he didn't say no. Yeah. And I was like,
so people are trying to do Joints for Jabs.
So they came out with this incentive. It was either Monday or last week. And basically, the dispensaries would have to give someone a vaccine in the dispensary. So you get like your first dose or your second dose. And then afterwards, you get a pre-roll.
Okay, bet. Okay, bet. Shit. And then you ask me how I feel about that?
Yeah, what do you think?
I mean, shoot, if it's going to incentivize people to go get a vaccine, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it takes for people to get vaccines, I'm with it. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of pre-rolls, but shoot, if you are and that's a thing,
you like Dutches, don't you?
I like backwoods. I shouldn't like backwoods. I wish I liked papers because tobacco is terrible for you.
Okay, real quick. When it comes to backwoods, how do you make it to where they don't feel like a wet tissue? Because, you know,
what you mean?
I always feel like when someone hands me a backwood after it's been rolled, I just feel all kinds of disrespected.
You smoking with someone who don't know how to roll back. No, I feel you. Sometimes, yeah, I'll be like at like a function or something, and someone will pass you like a backwood, and it looks like disgusting. Yeah, like, it looks like a piece of bark or something. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the vibe. But I take them out and I cut them down so it's like a square anyway, so it's not like a weird like, you know, shape, you know what I'm saying? I cut it into a square, and yeah, I don't know, man. Okay. Like I'm cooling. I like Fronto too, like Fronto leaf. See,
I'm a big pre-roll girl. I love my bowl, and then also like vaping.
Okay, bet. Yeah,
especially because I live in an apartment, so you know, little vape pen.
Vaping is the move, especially if you're like traveling. But like, it just feels like a diet. You know what I'm saying? Like a diet version of weed for some reason. I don't know.
What you do is you smoke your weed, right? And then you hit the vape, and it's like, it's a whole different vibe.
It's beautiful. But also, yeah, being in like a public space and having the vape pen is beautiful too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's great. So I'm with it. I'm with it too.
So, and keeping on like the same topic of like a weed, would you rather open a dispensary or grow your own and then obviously distribute it to different dispensaries?
I think I'm more interested in like having a strain, and we've just started like the process of like having so like it's obviously like a work in progress and like the super beginning stages of it because I care about it. A lot of like we've been offered mad deals where it's like, hey, there's a strain, throw your name on it, make it the Ambom weed, the Boulevard Boy weed, and then we'll just sell it for a weekend at this store, and that's super lame. And like I don't know, I don't have any really desire to open like a dispensary like that. So I definitely would like, the strain is the move, and then letting the strain like touch the world.
Yeah,
you know
because
what I'm saying? Like,
if you have like the building, obviously it's like that brick and mortar type thing. But if you have your own strand,
you know what I'm saying? That's like having like, you feel me? It's beautiful. You feel me?
Okay, and then also, what from you, if you can remember, child, what is your favorite experience from the first time that you actually smoked?
Man, all of my early weed experiences were like whack. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Like super like, I remember the first time I ever like I went to like Hemp Fest when I was like 12 years old, and then like we were skating down the street and someone threw us a bag of joints, and I was like, oh my God, we just came up. We hit the jackpot. Let's hit the skate park and we're gonna go crazy. So we went to the skate park and we smoked them, but they were definitely like K2 or something. It was definitely not
It
weed.
wasn't what you...
Oh my God, it was terrible.
It wasn't what you thought
bro,
it was
so
gonna be.
literally, bro, it was like, so like some of my first experiences with weed were like thinking it was like spice. You know what I'm saying? So like when you ask me like that, I mean, that was my first thought. Even
Poor
though like
thing.
literally, bro, it's not like it like scarred me or nothing. Cause like you hear Kendrick rap about like, oh, I had laced weed one time and that's why I don't smoke. And I'm like, no, I definitely smoked again. You know what I'm saying?
Like, no, I
but
just
no,
got better.
I definitely didn't get the thing I wanted and had to find it. But no, yeah. It was just skate park memories because I'm a skate park kid. So like all my first memories of weed are like me being at the skate park and then like, oh damn, I'm too high. I gotta skate home. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Stuff like that. Yeah.
Real quick, you mentioned Hemp Fest, and I remember back in the day before weed was just on every freaking corner.
Yeah.
Hemp Fest was the schmood because it was the only place that you could go.
Yeah.
What do you think needs to happen for Hemp Fest to be a vibe again? Because if you remember back then, that was like on Hemp Fest, you were allowed to smoke weed around the cops. Nobody bothered you.
And then have some crazy like music acts come out. Like yeah, it was a thing when I was like really young. I don't know. I don't know because it just every year it kind of continually just fell off a little bit as I got older and like and they just be letting anyone get up there and freestyle. But that's the vibe. I get it. That's the vibe of Hemp Fest. You know what I'm saying?
I remember when Gifted Gab was performing at Hemp Fest.
That's
and,
what I'm saying. Like
when
I was coming up in high school, it was lit. Like performing at Hemp Fest was fire. Like I think Gab and Nacho did it or something like that. Yeah, it was fire.
And I'm just like now I'm like you said, they just pretty much it's almost like karaoke for the high folks.
Yeah, you feel me? It just
No
feels
shade.
like folk life at a, you know what I'm saying? Like which I fuck with folk life, but it's definitely like not the Hemp Fest vibe. You feel me? Like,
no. Hopefully Hemp Fest. If y'all need some help and some ideas, hit me up because
it could be a vibe. I'm not trying to be out here hate on Hemp Fest.
I love Hemp Fest. I just want that old school vibe back that I used to have.
Up when I was so for real, shout out Hemp Fest, man.
So okay, we have Crossfaded right now. That is your current single that we are pushing. What is coming up next? I know you got some new music. I know you're working on an album.
Yeah.
I know you got videos coming out. What's popping?
So Friday on the 18th, we got the next single coming out, and it's called Parked Cars, and it's got Kyle and Coda the Friend on it. So that's coming out next. That's immediately.
Okay.
That's what's next. Yeah, we got that coming out.
I love the timing of this.
Yeah, literally, no, it's perfect. I don't think I've said that exactly anywhere, but we're about to push that like this upcoming week. Yeah.
Okay, good. Is the video done?
Video's done. It's all man.
See this is what I love about you. I am so over artists not following the formula. I feel like there really is this new age formula of.
What you mean?
You drop the flyer for like whatever the song is gonna be, right?
Yeah.
Do a little tease of it. Yeah. Then at the same time, you drop the single and you drop the music video within a couple days.
Exactly.
Get it out.
Push it, and let it breathe and live. You feel me?
Yeah, but then like people sometimes they like to drop the single and then 2 months later the video comes and then 4 months later the album comes.
No,
and I'm like,
people drag it out. I feel them though because they don't want to let things die in the water. They want to like let them live, but sometimes it's like people's attention spans can't even handle it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've already I'll be walking down the street, people are like, oh, I love the album, and I'm like, it didn't actually come out, but you've probably seen a couple Instagram posts and you think the album came out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So people are like showing love, but they're not always like paying attention all the way. So sometimes you have to like just give it to them straight up, like, nope, boom, 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 it's out now, enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you extend things out and it doesn't go how you want, it's gonna make yourself more frustrated. So I'm just like, put it out. You feel me?
I freaking love it.
Yeah.
Are you finding creative ways to promote it on TikTok? I saw you had a video and you were like, I'm trying.
I'm definitely trying on TikTok a little bit. I fell off. Kind of for like the past week or two or something because it's just hard, bro. Like it's just bro, that takes more energy to make a TikTok than it does to go to the studio. I swear to God, bro. And it makes me feel like an old guy. And but that's where the kids is at. So I mean, you gotta
I feel so old because you're like 6 years younger than me, but we digress because I still look good.
Say that thing.
For real. We still digress.
Now,
okay.
If we feel old, it's definitely us projecting that on ourselves because we're not. No, we're
facts.
Like, we're out here.
I'm in my prime.
Yeah, say that. Thing.
And I have no kids, so I'm really in my prime.
Exactly. Say that. Thing. Say that. Yep.
So up next, is there like any extra features that we can know about that's on the album or?
Not yet. I mean, we have Super Duper Kyle on the album, and we got Code of the Friend on the album.
Anyone
and we
local?
got West Side Boogie on the album
Okay.
as well. So and there's more I can't say yet because
Okay.
they're crazy. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm excited. I'll tell you once we're out of here.
Okay, good. At least I get the tea.
People will know very soon. People will know very soon. So it's not like they have much longer to wait. But yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, I have one last question before I let you go.
Okay, bet.
3 misconceptions of Travis Thompson.
3 misconceptions of Travis Thompson. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Misconceptions always feel like me projecting, like, this is what you think of me. Like, and I don't want to, because I don't really, like, it doesn't really matter what people think of me. So at the end of the day, like, I'm not tripping on misconceptions, but maybe people think I don't know, I'm not trying to be anything I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It's been the same team since we were kids, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, not trying to be anything I'm not. What else? 3 misconceptions. Maybe the misconception, though, is like because we put out a song called Crossfaded that I'm like off the wagon and I'm crazy and I'm like just like off the drugs and alcohol all the time.
Yeah.
And like, no, there's a time and place for that. And I'm lit, but I'm not like, you feel me? I'm not off the wagon by any means because I work super hard and I get my shit done. You feel me? And like, so do my friends and they keep me in check. You feel me? So I'm in a good place. You feel me? But 3, I don't know. Here's a good one, though, that like, we took like over a year-long break from releasing music. It's not like I went anywhere or went into hiding it because I was in studios making the best music of my life. But the misconception was that like a little bit that like a label had like kind of like was putting that on me and not letting me release. And it was definitely like, they have been cool as hell the whole time. And like, I'm legally allowed to do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? Like I could do whatever I want. I just needed to grow. Yeah. Because I wanted the music to like, I don't know. It's a lot to ask of someone to like listen to an album in 2021. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
So I'm just like, if I'm gonna come back with an album, it has to be something like that, not only something my city hasn't seen before, but something like my coast hasn't seen before. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted it to be so much better. So like the misconception that like I'm like out here down bad, like by a label or something is like, it's super false. Cause like we had the craziest shit of our lives about to come out. Like I just told you. Like, so yeah, I don't know. We're good, you know what I'm saying? Like good, this label situation's great, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's not even a big misconception, so maybe that's me projecting, but like exactly.
You just never know because people,
you feel me?
You don't know what swirls in people's heads, so
exactly,
you never really
sometimes
know.
you get a random DM and it's like, damn, you really think this is how life works? That's not how life works, bro. Like, and yeah, no. So it's been great, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we have so many great things on the horizons that like life is gonna be super different. So like, I'm very excited.
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited that I've literally been able to watch it pretty much from the beginning. And
no, for real, hell
you
yeah.
are like you've soared since I first met you. It's so dope. And I think that you're making the city very proud.
Thank you. That's very nice to hear. Thank you.
So I'm going to let you go, and I want to thank you for joining us on the Rewind with Besa. Can we get a 90-second commercial, and then we will come back with all of my ratchet ass topics?
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course, thank you for coming.
Of course.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.
Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.
Welcome back. You are still watching The Rewind with Besa on Converge Media. Obviously, I am Besa Gordon. If you haven't shared the stream, share the stream. It is time to get into the tea and other things we have going on here. First and foremost, I want to talk about a couple things that, like different events that we have in Seattle. One being the reopening of Catfish Corner at their original location on Jackson. I'm super pumped about this. They are opening up on Juneteenth, and they're actually having a ribbon cutting right during that opening. So I want to see, the ribbon cutting is going to be at 10 a.m. Yeah, so if you want to pull up to the original location of Catfish Corner on Juneteenth at 10 a.m., you can witness the ribbon cutting. And of course, we have King County Equity Now in Africatown with their second annual Juneteenth March. And this year, it is featuring a performance from 7th Streeter and Seattle's Gifted Gab. That is also going to be a schmood. I have definitely been trying to make sure I update the Cube calendar with different community events, so that way we all know what's going on, and then we can have the host shouting it out. So if you guys have any community events going on that you want me to make sure I update the calendar with so everybody knows, just shoot me a DM on IG at Besa Gordon, and I'll see if I can add that up. Other than that, you guys, there is a lot of new music that has dropped. One of them happened to be from the lovely Megan Thee Stallion, child. She is out here giving just sickness. Like, I can't even, she took a break, and obviously the break did some very, very good. Her new song is called Thought-ish, and hold on, let me pull up my camera because I don't have my glasses on. She says, I'm really just talking ish and taking ownership of the words thought and hoe, because they're not the drag, the men. Look, you guys can read it. There's a typo in there. But either way, she's basically trying to take ownership of the word. And I feel like a lot of women have been trying to do that these days when it comes to like the B word or the thought word or the whole word. Because, you know, if you don't necessarily take a certain kind of ownership, people are able to use it against you. And I think what she's really trying to do is make it to where women can enjoy themselves, enjoy their bodies, enjoy their beauty, and not feel like they're being objectified by it. Like, if you think about it, earlier this week when I was talking with Julia, when I filled in on Clapback Culture, if you did not watch that episode, go get into it wherever you watch Converge Media. It was a schmood. We were talking about this Karen that had told this worker that her outfit was distracting because, you know, she had a little bit of badunkadunk. And I'm like, it's not my fault that you went in there for ice cream and your husband was up in there for some buns, okay? Nobody asked for that. The uniform is the uniform. So, you know, it's nice when women are like, look, this is what it is. Like, I am a woman, I am sexual, I love these things also, but you are also definitely not going to use these words to disrespect me. Now, in other music news, Migos ended up dropping Culture 3 featuring Cardi B, Drake, and a whole bunch of other people. Polo G dropped a new album, Hall of Fame, featuring Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, and some more. Then you also have Roddy Ricch, who dropped a new song called Late at Night. And I don't want to play a clip of the video because we don't want those kind of ding problems, but as you can see, he kind of does like a little ode to Michael Jackson in Thriller. So the video kind of just starts out with him going to like a party or whatever. And then within the party, it ends up turning into like a costume party. And then even at the end, he does a little thing where he looks at the camera and then his eyes change colors. Like, it's a really, really dope video. Definitely check out Roddy Ricch, Late at Night. In other music news, Versus is coming back. We have some Versus battles coming up on the 16th. Eve and Trina are going to battle it out on the 26th. We have Bow Wow and Soulja Boy. I don't really know which one I'm gonna be more here for. I don't know who's gonna win this battle between Eve and Trina. Some people are saying that Trina has more hits than Eve. Some people are saying Eve has more hits than Trina. I'm probably going to rock with Eve on this one, but we'll see. In other news, Mariah Carey and Jay-Z allegedly got into it recently. So here's what they're saying happened. Apparently 3 years ago, Mariah Carey signed to Roc Nation. Allegedly, I want to say not this weekend, but not this past weekend, but the weekend before that, I guess her and Jay-Z got into an explosive argument about her career. She decided that she was going to leave Roc Nation and not actually deal with Jay-Z anymore. But she recently came out saying that is not true. In all actuality, they've never gotten an argument. She has no ill will towards Jay-Z. And what people don't know is that the woman that was managing her at Roc Nation actually started a new company. So basically, Mariah Carey just left and went over there. So it was no drama. It was no issue. It was literally just, well, she's already managing me. It's already working for me. I'm just going to stay with her. So it's really interesting how the rumors start going around. But that's why you also got to make sure that you control your own narrative. You all right over there? Other than that, what else do we have? Oh, Tiana Taylor. Oh my goodness. She was crowned sexiest woman alive by Maximum, and she's the first black woman to get that. Somebody was like, why? And I'm like, what do you mean why? Like, what is wrong with your eyeballs? Get it together. Tiana Taylor looks great. She does washboard abs 24/7. Sis can walk out the house in a potato sack and still be looking good. Like, come on. So very, very happy for her on that one. Now, let's get into a little bit of news. Oh, remember when we interviewed Mookie from Portland? Child, he actually put a clip of the interview in his music video, and I have that. Check it out. How cool is that? And the video is at like 65,000 views, so a lot of people have officially seen the Converge Media offices. Other than that, let me see what news stories we got going on in here, you guys. Okay. Let's start with this. Apparently, a group of girls were trying to dine and dash at a restaurant, and they ended up leaving their keys, so their car keys. So basically, the group, you'll see, child. This is so embarrassing.
Look. Look. They gonna say they went to the bathroom. Y'all went to the bathroom? Hold up. Now they go sit there. Y'all ready to pay these bills? Get him, shorty. Shot town. Get him, shorty. We on live. Shot town.
I tried recording.
Yeah, y'all shouldn't have walked out. Pay your bill. Yeah, y'all left them keys. Y'all shouldn't have walked out. The world's dumbest criminals. Y'all making us look bad. Yeah, dummy.
It's the commentary for me. He said, y'all making us look bad because you are. And it's like, I am always so big for not saying that all black people are the same. We are not, but we also know that a lot of people feel like we are. So when you do things like this, and then you didn't even, there clearly wasn't even a proper plan to do this, okay? How do you all lose your keys? How is it that you all have to come back and get these keys? And why did someone not just reach over the railing and grab the keys and go on about your day? Like, I just feel like that was one of the dumbest things that they could have ever done, and they probably have ever did, and they should be embarrassed. Like, seriously, if you are dining and dashing in this particular economy, you are messed up. Because let's be honest, these restaurants are already having a really, really hard time finding staff, which means that people are having a hard time serving. So they work their butts off just for y'all to walk out and then basically have to get the cops called on you because you were in such a rush that you left your keys and all of you came back. I'm sorry. If that was me, we all wouldn't have came back. Somebody would have snuck in and got the heck up out of there. Anyways, in other I know you lying type news, basically a man ended up winning a $30,000 lotto and got jacked for his $20,000 chain that he purchased with that lotto. Check this out.
I hit the lottery. Jamal won $30,000 on the Michigan lottery, bought himself a $20,000 necklace. You see, he's wearing it there. He's heard of people getting robbed for their jewelry.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I was just looking around, making sure nobody ain't trying to get my chain,
But they did get his chain. He walks out the store. The suspects were waiting.
So I ran back, tried to get back into the gas station. They had grabbed me, tackled me down.
A particularly vicious attack, punching him, kicking him, getting him to the ground, ripping off his gold.
They took off running and jumped in their car and took off down Warren.
The gas station owner says he recognized that tall guy in that black top. A few months back, he was in the store. There he is in the white hoodie this time. And his MO was exactly the same. Scope out somebody with some jewels. Here, this man walking towards the store, grabs his necklace and runs away.
I don't know about you, but if I'm winning $30,000, the last thing I'm doing is spending it on a $20,000 chain. But you know what? Do whatever you want to do with your money, even if you end up losing it in the process. Lastly, we have the whole bonnet chronicle thing that happened last week with Monique. In case you missed it, basically she saw a group of women in the airport and she had some thoughts about them wearing bonnets and slippers.
Right? And I'm excited. I always love going to the stage. So when we got to the airport yesterday, I was excited, like, all right, baby, let's go get him in Jackson, Mississippi. And as we began to walk through the airport, I saw so many, actually too many to count and too many for me to tap. But I saw so many of our young sisters in head bonnets, scarves, slippers, pajamas, blankets wrapped around them, and this is how they're showing up to the airport. And I've been seeing it, not just at the airport, I've been seeing it at the store, at the mall. I've been seeing sisters showing up with these bonnets and headscarves and their slippers. And the question that I'm having to you, my sweet babies, when did we lose pride in representing ourselves? When did we step away of let me make sure I'm presentable when I leave my home? Let me make sure I'm representing the family I created so that if I'm out in the street, I look like I have pride in myself. And I'm not saying no full face of makeup. I'm not saying no full front lace frontal. I'm not saying none of that. All I'm saying is, could you please comb your hair? And if you don't want to comb your hair, they got enough shit out here now, baby, where you can style yourself up and look like you have pride. I'm not saying you don't have pride, but the representation that you're showing, someone would have to ask you to know that you had it. So my sweet babies, for the ones that do call me auntie, I love you for real. Even the ones that don't, I love y'all asses too. But the babies that say auntie to me, please listen to auntie. Always have pride in your representation of you. It's not to get a man. It is just your representation of you, my sweet babies. So I'm just giving y'all a warning. If I see you in the streets, in the airport, in the Walmart, and you got a bonnet on and you got slippers on and you looking like what? Nikki gonna tap you.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep this kind of short and sweet. I am not someone that will ever even go to the garbage can in a bonnet, okay? I live in an apartment building and I won't even go to the mail room in a bonnet. I might put on a hood, I might throw a hat on, but I'm not going out there in a bonnet. However, I don't care if you do. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like sometimes, I hate to say it, as African Americans, we like to police our own, right? It's one thing when you have someone basically breaking the law doing dine and dash. That's one thing. But if this girl is okay with walking out the house in her bonnet, why does that make my skin crawl? I wouldn't do it. It's not my business. I don't care. What if what if her hair is all ate up and she doesn't have a wig? Like, we never really know what someone's reason is for why they do something. This person could be in postpartum, they could be just absolutely depressed. They could have just lost their job, you don't really know what someone is going through. So I just feel like for me, as long as I can't smell your bonnet and your slippers, I really don't care. I don't care. I do remember in high school, there was one day where I did try to go to school in some slippers and in my pajamas and with my hair looking all crazy. And I did that one time, but I never did it again just because I felt like I looked crazy. Like, I'm one of those people where it's like when you look your best, you feel better. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm in all frumpy clothes, my hair's not combed, my lips is chapped, I feel the way that I look. So I'm not walking out the house in a bonnet. I'm not walking out the house in slippers, and I barely will even go downstairs in my pajama pants. Like, it's just not really what I do. But if you're comfortable with it, honey, if you like it, I love it, and it's not my business. And I think that sometimes, especially these days, minding your damn business is really what it is. Like, if you were that damn worried about these women, Monique, why don't you just pull them aside and give them some money for a wig? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just sometimes feel like worrying about what someone else is doing and policing how someone else is representing themselves just really doesn't have anything to do with me, especially if you're not friends with me. Like, if you're someone that I know, someone that I hang out with, I'll be like, girl, you okay? Like, are you sure? Like, is there anything we're gonna talk about? But if I don't know you, I don't care. Like, I'll be like, oh, all right, sis is probably just running to the store and coming right back. Like, I don't know, you guys. Anywho, this was a very, very quick show. Well, actually, no, it really wasn't that quick. What are we at? Yeah, this isn't too quick. I think I went over all of my topics. The bonnet saga, the lotto, the girls that dined and dashed, Tiana Taylor, Juneteenth events. Yeah. We got it all in. So with that being said, I hope that if you are in Seattle or Tacoma, you are able to enjoy some of this lovely sunlight that we have outside. As you guys know, I have been working on my anxieties, and they have been definitely on chill mode lately. And if they aren't on chill mode, I get them to chill out somehow, some way. And otherwise, you know what? Just, I don't know, find a way to be your own light. Shine bright like a diamond. Make yourself feel good. You know what I always say? Do something nice. Do something that makes you smile. And even more so, do something that your future will thank you for. So until then, if you like this video, if you watch this video, if you even smiled or laughed at all, make sure you like it, share it, and if you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram at Besa Gordon. Tonight, per usual, I will be on Cube 93.3 from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. And then from 12 a.m. to 6 p.m., I will be on Jammin' 107.5 in Portland. Of course, you guys can listen in with the iHeartRadio app. It's Saturday, so today on Cube, we are in the mix from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. And 8 p.m. is DJ FaZe, 9 p.m. is Roy Boy, 10 p.m. is DJ Dilemma, and 11 p.m. is Lex Jones, who, as you guys know, was a part of our Black Inclusion and Award Shows panel. And then otherwise, I am at 11.2K on TikTok, so make sure you follow your girl on TikTok. Child, I went to the studio yesterday and did at least 7 videos in there, so I will be uploading my Batunia off all weekend long, and I'm going to try to do some more videos tonight. That way I can stay ahead of the game. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Always make sure to donate to Converge Media, because just like you, we like to keep our lights on too. And yeah, be your own vibe. Have a great weekend. Thank you for watching. Toodles.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own, tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.